Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody who is here early. Hopefully everybody is having a good morning. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, and I'm going to shout out everybody who is in the building early, all right? We got Lloyd Sky 9 in the house. Shout out to you, bro. We got Miss Nisi in the building. Shout out to Miss Nisi. We got Brooklyn Queen 125 in the house. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen 125. And we got Jerry Bedford in the building. Shout out to Jerry Bedford. It is good to see you guys. All right. So I want to tell you guys, thank you for continuing to hit that box in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that is actually working for distributing my content. Can you guys tell? If you guys can tell, give me a thumbs up. If you guys can't, give me a thumbs down. You guys now should be able to, you guys should be getting recommended multiple videos in a row. Keep doing that. Even on other content creators that you watch, besides me, if you like that content creator, anytime you get to the end of the video, don't just leave. Always hit one of those boxes. All right. Always make sure that you guys do that. And shout out to Hurricane. Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Appreciate that 5K. The way that you guys are killing it on these videos, I'll be to 5,010 by the end of the day. So keep doing that. I'm telling y'all, keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? If we keep doing that and we keep hitting that, we could probably get 10,000 subs by the middle of the year. So please make sure you guys keep doing that. And you guys know I'm psycho, so I'm going to continue to remind you literally every 2 seconds. All right. Shout out to my man Hurricane IQ. Shout out to Carla. All right. It's good to see y'all. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the new faces at the southern border. All right. And I might actually do another stream on this channel after I cut up some video, or it might be on BLR 1 or 2. You guys will, if you're in the Discord, you'll get the notification or you'll see it on your home window. You know what I'm saying? So you guys will know where to go. All right. Also, before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the Twitter account for Undocumented, please take a moment and subscribe to the Twitter account. The bots will put the link in the chat. That's extremely important. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Twitter account. All right. Shout out to Black Free Thinker. What's good with it? So shout out to Shamika Gray, because when we asked the question yesterday, it was Shamika Gray that got it, and it was somebody else that got it. I can't remember who it was. Shout out to that person. No offense. I just remember Shamika because she got it first. Shout out to Tedra. Shout out to Tedra. Tedra says, what does the box look like? So what you'll see at the end of the screen is that there'll be 3 circles and 1 box. If you notice that you're not subscribed to one of the channels that the circle represents, go ahead and hit that circle so that you're subscribed to the channel. But if you're subscribed to all of the channels that represent the circles, there should be a box in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Hit that box, and it'll take you either to the next live stream or the next premiere, or it'll take you to the next recommended video if I don't have anything scheduled. And we got a video in the content that we're going to look at today. So if we get through that video that we're going to look at, I'll show you guys exactly what to do in that video. All right. And also to the moderators, shout out to the moderators, and shout out to my man Tampa Supreme. What's good with it, bro? Moderators, if you guys are watching the premiere all the way through to the end, once you get to the end, make sure you guys spam in the chat, hit the box. All right. Make sure you guys do that. Put the box emoji in the chat. Tell them hit the box. Hit the box. All right. Tampa Supreme says we are going to get attacked because of the open border. I think there's a very good possibility of that. How many people have heard about those recommendations that the former FBI officials wrote to the government? They literally said the same thing. If you guys agree with Tampa Supreme, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. There's definitely a high chance of us getting attacked when we already have issues going on in the Middle East with all these Houthis and these Iranian-backed militant groups. China is a political frenemy of ours, and look who's at the southern border. Look who's at the southern border. Chinese migrants are the fastest growing group crossing into U.S. from Mexico. Now, you guys remember, it was about a month or two ago, there was an article from News Nation that we read where we talked about some of the Chinese that were apprehended at the border. Now they've grown to being the largest group at the southern border. Okay. The number of migrants arriving at the southern border is unprecedented. Last year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection recorded 2.5 million instances of detaining or turning away people attempting to cross into the United States from Mexico. So what's the fastest growing group among them? Chinese migrants. Yes, you heard that right. Chinese. Okay. We saw large groups, including many from the middle class, come through a 4-foot gap at the end of a border fence 60 miles east of San Diego. The illegal entryway is the new route for those hoping to live in America. So now let me ask you guys a question, right? It says we saw large groups, including many from the middle class. So why would a middle class Chinese person come to the United States? Shout out to my man John. What's good with it, bro? Why would people from the middle class come to the United States? These migrants, anytime they're given the opportunity, the narrative of why they're coming to the United States, it always changed. Have you guys noticed that? If you guys noticed that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't noticed that, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, facts. Shout out to Tampa Supreme. All military age men. Yeah. We're going, if I get a chance, we're going to definitely get into that military age men thing a little bit later. We're going to definitely get into that because that's facts. You know what I'm saying? The illegal entryway is the new route for those hoping to live in America. Just after sunrise, we saw the first group of migrants make their way from Mexico through a gap between the 30-foot steel border fence and rocks, ducking under a bit of razor wire and into the United States. We were surprised to see the number of people coming through from China, nearly 7,000 miles away. Our cameras at one point, this armed border agent standing 25 feet away, did not deter them. All right. So they determined to get up in here. This man, a college graduate, told us he hoped to find work in Los Angeles. He said his trip from China took 40 days. So now check this out. If you're you're middle class, coming to the United States, remember these people claim that they're coming to the United States for a job. If you're middle class, you either have enough money to sustain yourself or you do have a job. Would you guys agree? So now what's this guy's excuse? What's he coming here for? So the interviewer asked, what countries did you go through? And the guy says Thailand, Morocco, Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. 30 minutes later, a smuggler's SUV raced along the border fence and dropped another group off at the same spot. And 30 minutes after that, another group. Over 4 days, we witnessed nearly 600 migrants, adults and children, pass through this hole and onto U.S. soil unchecked. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Why is that? Why'd that happen? What's up with Border Patrol? Border Patrol didn't stop them? We saw people from India, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. Many of the Chinese migrants who came through will end up asking for political asylum. Now, here go the question. Political asylum from what? The interviewer asked, did you travel by yourself or with family and friends? So this migrant says, no, just me. The interviewer says, just you? The migrant answers, yeah. The Gap is a global destination littered with travel documents from around the world. With the help of a translator, we learned a little about the Chinese migrants coming through. We also met a banker and small business owners. All right. So why are bankers and small business owners coming? Shout out to Torian. What's good with it, bro? Why are bankers and small business owners coming? Remember, these people, they claim that they're coming here to work, but you got bankers and small business owners coming here. They're coming here to work too. Some of the migrants made a grueling journey through Central America with dusty backpacks, dusty intentions too. But we noticed middle-class migrants from China arriving with rolling bags. They took flights all the way to Mexico. Some flew from China to Ecuador because it doesn't require a visa for Chinese nationals, then took flights to Tijuana, Mexico. The migrants told us they connected with smugglers, or what they call snakeheads, in Tijuana, and they each paid about $400 for the hour-long drive that ended here at the Gap. So now they're openly saying that they use smugglers to help them get in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blue Electric. What's going on, Blue Electric? How you doing? They saying that they openly use smugglers. They telling these people, yo, we use smugglers. We call them snakeheads in Tijuana. And they each paid them about $400 for the drive to get to the Gap. So then the interviewer says, why did you decide to come to the United States? This is the question where the answer always changes. This is the question that the answer always changes. The migrant translator says, oh, it's hard to live there and hard to find jobs. So then the interviewer asks, what did you do? Did you work in China? The migrant says she worked in the factory, but now it's hard to work in the factory. What do that mean? It's people that work here in factories that would probably rather not work in factories. Make it make sense. Shout out to Shamika. What's good with it, Shamika? Make it make sense. So then the interviewer asks, was this trip expensive? And the female migrant says, yes. Now, mind you, you're coming here for economic purposes, but you got $14,000 to drop on this trip. She said, and that she sold her house, which she had a house. Mind you, we have a whole homeless crisis in multiple cities and multiple states here. So she sold her house to cover the $14,000 cost of her trip to the United States. She paid $14,000 to come here. Last year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection reported 37,000 Chinese citizens were apprehended crossing illegally from Mexico into the United States. That's 50 times more than 2 years earlier. Many of the migrants told us they made the journey to escape China's increasingly repressive political climate and sluggish economy. This 37-year-old woman said China's C-19 lockdown destroyed her childcare business. She left 2 young children with family at home. Look, man, how many businesses got destroyed here in the United States because of the C-19 lockdowns? Are they crazy? They act like we didn't have this. Shout out to Torian. Torian says, Rob, I think you know every answer to every question that you're asking. Hey, look, check this out, Torian. Hey, if y'all agree with Torian, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Oh, man. Hey, real quick, y'all, if y'all haven't smashed that like button, do me a favor, take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please help me out. Hit that bell. We got 22 people watching. I appreciate y'all. And we got 23 likes. If everybody could take a moment and smash that like button, share the stream. Let's try to get to 30. That'd be great. All right. So now, look at this. So then they say, the interviewer asks, why did you decide to come to the United States? The migrant says, for many reasons. Then the interviewer suggests for work or, let me see. And then the female migrant says freedom. Now, if you was able to leave, you got freedom, right? You got freedom. You got freedom if you were able to leave. Nobody stopped you from leaving. You were able to sell your home. You got freedom. We wondered how all of these migrants knew about this particular entryway into California. The answer was in their hands. Look at this. So they got the answer from TikTok, they say. TikTok. Oh, you learned on TikTok? TikTok is a social media platform created in China. The posts we found had step-by-step. Look at this. The posts we found had step-by-step instructions for hiring smugglers and detailed directions to the hole that we visited. So now here go my question. Why isn't whatever accounts are doing that blocked from access to like everybody? And shout out to Brooklyn Queen for being a like enforcer. Appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. As soon as we get this channel monetized, we're gonna put some like enforcers over here. You know what I'm saying? We almost there. We almost there. It's just a matter of time. So now you guys know that TikTok is one of the major issues that people are looking at in the election. They actually are looking at that. They're talking about it. TikTok is something that people are extremely interested in. We were struck by just how orderly and routine it all seemed. Do you guys remember earlier when we were talking about this? Maybe I want to say maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, and I kept saying that there has to be some type of organization, some type of logistics structure behind this, because the way that these things are happening is just too coordinated for it to be organic. You guys remember that? So again, now the media is asking questions that we were asking months ago. The media is asking questions that we were asking months ago. Yeah, and I got to agree with Tampa Supreme. Tampa Supreme says TikTok is a weapon. Facts. Let me ask you guys a question. If you compare the good that TikTok has caused versus all of the bad that TikTok has caused, which outweighs which? TikTok got more positive effects or TikTok got more negative effects? Which one? You know, people will sit there and say, well, you know, people spend all day on YouTube doing weird stuff. That's what people choose to do on YouTube. You could also get a whole education. You could figure out how to do all kind of stuff. You could learn how to put a transmission into a car or take off a muffler on YouTube. You can learn how to put together a heating system on YouTube. I don't think there's any instructions on TikTok anywhere how to put together a heating system, a heating and cooling system, or how to install a transmission into a car. I don't think you can find those type of instructional videos on TikTok like what you can find on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's not even made for it. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube, the TikTok content, the short form videos, I don't know how you would really even be able to put that type of content in a short form, unless you just put like an instruction, you know what I'm saying, like a screenshot up, and then people just would pause it. You know what I mean? But I don't know how they would. I don't know if you could do that. So now here it says the migrants walked about half a mile down a dirt road and waited in line for a U.S. Border Patrol to arrive so that they could surrender. So see, they're using the strategy of they turn themselves into the Border Patrol, and then Border Patrol releases them back into the country. Remember, we've talked about this before. The land they are waiting on is owned by 75-year-old Jerry Shuster, a retiree. So the interviewer asks, the whole world seems to know there's a way in, and it's on your property. Jerry Shuster says, they're all doing this. They're all doing this. When they come over here, they come with suitcases. They come prepared with the computers like they just got off a Norwegian cruise ship yesterday. So as you guys can see, they're coming here, and they're coming here prepared. They're coming here prepared. They're not coming here looking like refugees. They're coming here looking like they planned a route to get here, which, I mean, clearly they did. They clearly did plan a route to get here. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? Shuster owns 17 acres just north of the border fence and a quarter-mile outside of Jacumba Hot Springs, California. This place's population is only 540. So now check this out. This lady asked him, you're an immigrant yourself. See that? Shuster says, yes. Where did you come from? Yugoslavia. I come from Yugoslavia, and I left Yugoslavia. I went to Austria, stayed there 8 months, and I knock on this door. I didn't burst the door down to come over here. Now, here go my thing, right? Everybody says all of this stuff, but I don't believe them. I gotta see it to believe it. I'm sorry, like, I gotta see it to believe it. Everybody will always sit back and be like, well, you know, what they're doing is worse than what I did. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All I know is that it don't matter what you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of them are taken away from resources and taxpayer dollars that we have. Because if we didn't have all this problem going on, we wouldn't even have to pay taxpayer dollars to fund a USCIS that processes any immigrants, whether legal or illegal. So when I see these legal immigrants, you know what I'm saying? When I see them shaming and talking crazy about the illegal immigrants, it's suspect, because these same legal immigrants, they come over here and they still act like we're not supposed to be here in the United States. These people come here and disrespect Black Americans, and we helped build this country, and they tore up the country that they came from. I don't know if you guys know anything about Yugoslavia, but they tore Yugoslavia up. Yugoslavia got torn up. Matter of fact, they dropped so many bombs over there, I think a lot of the land is radioactive, and they got a lawsuit out, possibly against the United States. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says it all started in May. He went in to investigate some smoke coming from his property and found migrants burning trees to stay warm. Today, his property looks like a messy moonscape, littered with trash and tents migrants have left behind. I would be kind of upset about that. How many of y'all would be happy if every time y'all went outside, it was a tent? It was a tent just left up in your backyard. Would y'all be cool with that? If y'all would be happy with that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all wouldn't be happy, give me a thumbs down. I wouldn't be happy with that. That would make me extremely upset. I'd be upset with a lot of people. I'd be upset with the migrants. I'd be upset with the city that I live in for not enforcing the law. I'd be upset with the state government for not enforcing the law. They taking down the property value. I'd be big mad. I'd be big mad. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? So now the landowner here, Jerry Shuster, he says, well, they say it was like 4 months ago, there was my 8 guys start knocking my trees and start burning my trees on the other side. So I told them, please don't do that. Please don't do that. And they started surrounding me. I went home and got my gun and I shot in the air. Then they arrested me. So they arrested homeboy Jerry Shuster for protecting himself on his own land. Now, mind you, Texas is the castle doctrine, stand your ground state. Shout out to Tia. What's good with it, Tia? Texas is a castle doctrine, stand your ground state. Homeboy start bucking in the air to get them people off of his land that wasn't supposed to be there, and they came and arrested him. Shout out to DC Precise. What's good with it? Yeah, time to invest in some Rottweilers and some pits. Big facts. Right. Wheels need to keep rolling. He need to do like Ludacris and roll out. You know what I'm saying? Secure that border. Razor wire. Roll out. That's what your boy the Wheels need to do. You know what I'm saying? Secure that border, homie. Right now. Roll out. Oh man. Texas only live up to their culture when they got a gun pointed at a black person. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no culture. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no culture. They talk tough. They only tough when they point a gun at a black person. You see, this dude he didn't know what to do. He's stuttering during the interview. He's so shook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so then the interviewer asked, they arrested you? And he says, yeah, they arrested me. And she says, on your property? He said, yeah, on my property. Yeah, just because I asked them not to burn trees, not to knock the fences, and they arrested me. They put me in a police car. I'm just protecting my own land. So did the police just walk right past the migrants or what? What happened right there? You know what I'm saying? The police must have just walked right past the migrants. So now check this out. The interviewer said, if you had a guess, how many migrants do you think you've seen come through here? He says maybe 3,000 a week. She says 3,000 a week. And he says, yes. Say that, yes. Because this is an ongoing deal. About 2 hours after these migrants arrived, we saw a border patrol pull up, broadcasting recorded instructions in Mandarin. The migrants were driven to a detention facility near San Diego where they are given background checks. Now, how do you give somebody who's undocumented a background check? This is what I need y'all to break this down for me. How do you check somebody's background when you have no documentation on them? How do you do that? What's the procedure? How does that work? How does that happen? How can you do it? Does that make any sense? You don't have any documentation on anybody, yet you're supposed to check their background. How do you do it? Yeah, I gotta agree. If you guys agree with Hurricane IQ, that's impossible. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree and y'all think that it is possible, give me a thumbs down and let me know how you do it. Because I'm being serious. I don't know how you do that. You know what I'm saying? So now it says some are interviewed. Typically within 72 hours, they are released into the United States and can begin the process of filing an asylum claim. Jacqueline Arello has volunteered at the border for 8 years, offering humanitarian aid to migrants. So now here's this Jacqueline woman. So I'm a native Spanish speaker. I've been able to rely on being bilingual in doing this work for the duration that I've been doing it. And in this past year, I mean, there's been times that I've come to sites and not spoken to a single Spanish speaker. All right. She relies on translation apps to communicate with Chinese migrants. So it's so many Chinese migrants that the bilingual people got to use Google Translate. There's so many Chinese migrants that the translators have to use Google Translate. Okay. The translator says these people, or I'm sorry, the interviewer says these people want to be picked up by Border Patrol. Why isn't this happening at a port of entry? So now the translator says that would definitely be the ideal situation and people would much prefer to do so. It would definitely be safer and more efficient. Unfortunately, there are barriers to people being able to seek asylum at a port of entry. One barrier is the phone app called CBP-1. Asylum seekers are supposed to use an app to make an appointment to enter the U.S. through a legal border crossing. As we saw last spring in Juarez, Mexico, the system is glitchy. Now, let me ask you guys this. They can use a phone app called TikTok to get instructions to illegally cross into the border, but they can't use the app that's made to cross the border to cross the border. So you can use an app like TikTok that's not made to help you cross the border to get illegal tips on how to illegally cross, but you can't use the actual app that's made for it to do it. Does that make sense? That doesn't make very much sense, does it? Volunteers who work with migrants told us there is still a 3 to 4 month wait to secure an appointment at a border crossing. So, I mean, what is this? Is any of this a 911 issue? If you got 3 to 4 months to wait, you just gonna have to wait. Let me ask y'all this: how many people know of people that are waiting 3 to 4 months to get their cancer looked at? So you mean to tell me you can't wait to get into the country, but somebody else got to wait 3 to 4 months to get a biopsy or something like that to see if they got cancer? No, that doesn't make any sense. That's ridiculous. Nobody should accept these as any kind of answers. You know what I'm saying? So now the interviewer says, "Is this a shortcut?" And the translator says, "It's really like the only one that they have. I don't even know that they will consider it a shortcut." Of course they consider this a shortcut. This translator is caping. For years, millions of Chinese have entered the U.S. with a visa that allowed them to visit, work, or study. But in the last few years, those visas have been increasingly difficult to secure as tensions between the two countries have grown. In 2016, the U.S. granted 2.2 million temporary visas to Chinese nationals. In 2022, it was just 160,000. So my thing is, if you've decreased the number of visas and the people are still coming in illegally, wouldn't that tell you that those might not be the people that you want coming here? Wouldn't that kind of set off some alerts, some alarms? You kind of question that a little bit. We've already reduced the amount of access, and yet and still these people are still trying to get access and they're not getting the access through legal means. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hurricane IQ. Make sure y'all show him some love for being a like enforcer. 35 viewers, 33 likes. Let's get to 50. Facts. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, take a moment, smash that like button. If you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys take a moment and hit the bell. Wherever you're watching from, please share the stream. And also remember, it's important if you guys are not following the Twitter for Undocumented, when the bot puts the link in the chat, make sure you take a moment and go over there and follow that Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You can't count on YouTube notifications all the time. So now here says Tammy Lin is an immigration attorney and has worked with clients from China for nearly 2 decades. So now the interviewer says, if someone's not granted asylum here, will China then say, okay, yes, we'll take them back? Tammy Lin says, I haven't seen that happen, really. I think even back to 2008, a lot of these Chinese nationals that had failed asylum cases weren't able to get passports to be put on the plane to be sent back. So we can't send you back. So now here's the question. What happens to you then? See, isn't that a good question? Now you get stuck over here. Your asylum case fails, but then you're not able to get a passport. So you get stuck here. So how does that work exactly? Somebody make that make sense. How does that work exactly? Based on our review of data from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, there are at least 36,000 Chinese who have been ordered by U.S. courts to leave the country. 36,000. You guys see this? Look at this. But China is notorious for not taking back its citizens, and the U.S. can't force China to accept them. So then what? What ends up happening then? You guys see how this is a problem? If you guys see how this is a problem, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't see how this is a problem, give me a thumbs down. This is a huge problem. You know what I'm saying? So now the interviewer asks, so then what happens if they have a failed claim, but they can't go back to China? That's a very good question. They're stuck in this limbo. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this question. As far as this limbo goes, where is the physical location of this quote-unquote limbo? Where's the physical location of this quote-unquote limbo? What do you guys think? Got to be some type of physical location to the quote-unquote limbo. Where the physical location at of this limbo? According to the Justice Department, last year, 55% of Chinese migrants were granted asylum, compared with 14% for every other nationality. So they're granting the Chinese nationals asylum at a 55% rate. With the odds in their favor and a phone to guide them, there's little to discourage more Chinese migrants from coming through the gap near Jerry Shuster's place. So the interviewer then goes on to say, have you said to anybody, hey, there's this giant hole they're coming through. How about patching that up? And so Jerry says, they know that this thing is there, and we all been telling them, hey, when this thing is going to quit over here, you got to call Washington, D.C. That's what they say. So we did. U.S. Customs and Border Protection told us their agents don't have authority to stop people coming through gaps like this one and can only arrest them after they've entered illegally. So they can't stop them from coming in. Once they come in, they can arrest them illegally. If they don't get granted citizenship, then they stay in limbo, which means that they stay here. What kind of sense does this make? If this makes any sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, give me a thumbs down. This don't make any damn sense. This don't make any sense whatsoever. So who does have authority? Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. What's good with it, bro? So who does have authority? As for closing the gap, they said it is on their priority list, but it would require money from Congress. All right. Nonsense. Nonsense. So now we got a bunch of Chinese migrants. The fastest growing group, crossing into the United States from Mexico. Okay. We got another article from Marketplace. Okay. We're going to take a quick look at this article from Marketplace. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen for being a like enforcer. Appreciate you. All right. We're going to actually, we might actually listen to this. Let me see. Record number of Chinese. Let me see.
This is the Marketplace Morning Report. I'm David Brancaccio. China's economy is mired in debt that is cutting into economic growth, creating a sense of stagnation there. This is one factor behind the 24,000 people from China that crossed the border into the U.S. without authorization in just January through September of last year. This according to U.S. Border Patrol figures. In many cases, people from China are starting the land journey from South America, especially Ecuador, the closest visa-free country for Chinese nationals.
You guys hear that? What do you guys think about that? Now, you're not hearing too much about that in the news. The news is outraged. They still mad because those police officers got beat up. But they're not really saying too much about this. They mentioned this one time a while ago, and they kind of haven't really said too much else about it. You know what I'm saying? They kind of haven't said too much else about it.
The BBC's Sean Yun picked up the trail before Ecuador's current state of emergency was declared several weeks ago.
A slowing economy and high youth unemployment rate of around 20% is driving a growing number of people to leave China for the U.S. Around 30,000 made the journey through South America in the 11 months to the end of November, according to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Many of them are young, like Lu, whom I met in Quito, the capital of Ecuador.
I'm very disappointed in the general environment in China. The society in China is built on entering through the back door. It's difficult to do anything without some sort of connections.
Like many, he first heard about the South American migrant trail from Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. In terms of costs, I spoke to one of them who said he spent about $3,000 to reach Quito, about 3 times the average monthly salary in China. Their reasons for leaving are varied, but they all wanted to find life with dignity. James was traveling with 2 others. He told me he was prepared to risk everything to get there.
Sometimes you have to make decisions in your life. Going back to that place is a nightmare. I'd rather die instead of going back.
Now, let me ask y'all this. Remember, they had just literally sat up there and said that most of these people are coming from middle-class backgrounds. But this person here on this interview is sitting up here. Hey, you know I'm talented, Torian. Torian said, Rob, it's amazing you were able to alter your voice like that. You didn't know I could do the Asian accent, did you? Pretty good at it. Look, watch this. Here you go right now.
Even though it's so dangerous.
We're now at the bus terminal in Medellin, the second biggest city in Colombia. And the migrants just finished a 26-hour journey from Talkin, the border town between Ecuador and Colombia. And now they're waiting for another bus to go to Necoclí, which is the entry point to the jungles in Panama. And that bus is going to take them about 10 hours.
I
just want to cry now.
Yifan says he and his traveling companions have been constantly threatened and have had to bribe their way out.
It was already difficult enough, but we encountered those police flagrantly asking for money from us.
Hey, see, so this is what I'm doing right here. Not only am I doing the foreign language, but I'm also doing the foreign language translation. That's how you know your boy is a voice impression beast. What?
Not just asking for money, but also searching for the cash that we had hidden. They searched inside women's sanitary pads, and they even searched for money under your underwear.
Once the migrants leave Colombia, they confront arguably the most treacherous part of the journey. It's known as the Darien Gap. a rainforest that connects South and Central America at the border with Panama. It takes days to hike through. I met some Chinese migrants when they emerged from the jungle on the Panama side.
The rainforest was so difficult to pass. After this time, I would never ever want to walk in the rainforest again.
Crossing one border almost every other day, these migrants will soon reach the Mexican border, where they will make the final push towards the US in the hope of a better life.
How much better of a life, though, is the question that you got to ask. Seriously. And that's my question for y'all. How much better of a life? It sounds to me like they're already living a decent life. Middle class is not a bad life. Now, we know on YouTube, everybody got to be high value, right? But in reality, middle class isn't bad. I don't think most people, except for on YouTube, most people wouldn't call you a failure if you were middle class. There's many Americans who aren't even middle class. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And real quick, shout out to Hurricane IQ for being a like enforcer. Hurricane says 42 people watching and 40 likes. Let's get it to 50. I'm with that. I'm with that. If y'all are with that, smash that like button. All right. So now next what we're going to do is we're going to look at an article from CNN that has a video in it. And we're going to look at the video. All right. And the article is from January 8th. All right. But it talks about an underground industry that is helping record numbers of migrants flee China for the United States border. And clearly it's been effective because now the number of Chinese nationals at the southern border is at the highest that it's ever been. So let's check this out and see what they're talking about.
As soon as we pull up, they rush towards us. My mic not even on, but that doesn't stop this crowd of Chinese migrants from venting to producer Yong Shong. They're angry having to wait in the cold for Border Patrol.
I want you guys to understand what's happening here. These people are angry and they're upset that they're waiting to be arrested by Border Patrol because that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting to get arrested by Border Patrol. They're waiting for custody to be taken of them. And they're upset because Border Patrol is taking too long. What does that tell you about what's going to happen with these people and their mentality once they get here into the United States? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.
This is just one of 3 makeshift border camps we stop at in eastern San Diego County. Alongside migrants from Latin America, at each camp, we meet dozens from China. The numbers reflect the surge. From 2013 to 2022, CBP recorded fewer than 16,000 Chinese migrants illegally crossing the U.S. southern border. This past year alone, more than 31,000. That's roughly double.
You guys see how that skyrocketed? Look at how that skyrocketed. Let me ask you this question. Does this skyrocketing number show that these people have respect for our boundaries? If you all feel that these numbers show that these people have respect for our boundaries, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you guys feel that there is no respect being shown whatsoever for our boundaries, then give me a thumbs down. And let me know, again, what you guys think is going to happen once these people successfully make it into the country.
Double the prior 10 years combined. But unlike those fleeing countries in turmoil like Venezuela, Cuba, or Haiti, these migrants are leaving the world's second largest economy.
What was the reason you left China?
Their answers vary.
His family is poor.
Most cite
those aren't reasons to seek asylum. You guys realize they're just like these interviewers, they're just letting these people get away with giving these answers. But the issue here is that all of the answers that these people are given, none of these are answers that are adequate to satisfy the conditions of asylum. Make it make sense.
Deepening financial hardships, despite the Chinese government's narrative of a steadily rebounding economy.
How did you get here? How did you get to Southern California?
Their trek north primarily starts in one Latin American country, where Chinese do not need visas to enter.
To Ecuador. How many of you here came through Ecuador?
To really understand their journey and how it differs from other migrants, you need to see it in action. We touched down in Ecuador's capital, Quito, and standing outside of international arrivals, we noticed this man,
Chinese?
a hired driver, scrolling through photos and messages in Chinese. A few minutes later, passengers begin stepping out. They tell us they're from China and plan to go to the US, but most ask we not show their faces. The driver approaches this group, making
Why would they want to hide their faces? Let's talk about that. If you ask me, and see, the media is compliant with this, right? The media is absolutely compliant with this, because if you're gonna sit here and come into the United States illegally, the least you could do is show your face. That's the least that you can do. Would you guys agree? They're demanding to not have their face shown. Like, are you serious? Seriously? No, you're getting your face shown. And the media shouldn't be compliant with that.
sure he's got the right passengers.
He's got a booking for them.
We uncovered an assortment of travel packages offered specifically to Chinese migrants. You can pay smugglers who promise to ease.
Look at this. They got actual packages. Like this is Expedia. They got actual look at this. They got packages like this is Expedia. They're just Travelocity or something. Basic package. Are you serious? Continental breakfast included in this? Culturally appropriate? Sheesh.
Some of the planning stress. For $9,000 to $12,000, flight, hotels, transportation booked for you. For 20 or more thousand, it's a premium service, getting you to the Mexico side of the US border, skipping some of the more treacherous crossings. We drive through Ecuador's capital city with Long Tuan Way. He shows us private homes and Airbnbs where Chinese migrants stay when...
I ain't trying to be funny, man, but Ecuador look dope. I tell you what, Ecuador look nicer than my neighborhood. Hold on, let's back this up real quick. I mean, look at it. Look at this. Look at how nice that is.
Crossings. We drive through Ecuador's capital city with Long Tuan Way. He shows us private homes and Airbnbs.
Ecuador look nice. Ecuador look nice as hell. Listen, man, shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? These people crazy.
Where Chinese migrants stay when they arrive.
And they got Airbnb set up for them. Do y'all see this? There's a whole, listen to this. Listen to me. There is a whole operation. Who owns these Airbnbs? They got Airbnbs made down there specifically for Chinese migrants. Shout out to Pirate. What's good with it, Pirate? Who set these damn Airbnbs up? Why don't they find out who owns these Airbnbs? And let's start an investigation with interrogating the owner of these Airbnbs. Doesn't that seem like that will make sense? If that seems like it will make sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't seem like it will make sense, give me a thumbs down.
Long's lived here in Quito for 5 years and runs a travel agency. He has witnessed the recent surge in Chinese migrants. And with it, a spike in businesses catering to them, like this Chinese-run hotel. The owner estimates there are as many as 100 hotels in Quito that, like hers.
So the Chinese people own that hotel. So check this out. Not only do they have a value chain, they got a travel chain. the Chinese people own the hotel. They know what's going on with the, you know what I'm saying, being the logistics and moving the people to the border. Look at this, man. They got a whole operation set up. They got a whole people moving operation set up. We got you with the Airbnb. We got you over here. Shout out to Lehman Lucas. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Make it make sense. Yeah. Facts, Torian. We live in upside down like in Stranger Things. Facts. Facts.
2 minutos.
Long's lived here in Quito for 5 years and runs a travel agency. He has witnessed the recent surge in Chinese migrants, and with it, a spike in businesses catering to them, like this Chinese-run hotel. The owner estimates there are as many as 100 hotels in Quito that, like hers, host Chinese migrants headed to the U.S.
Then take a look at this. They've got essentially a how-to guide to go from here and to continue north. And they tell
y'all see this? They got a how-to guide. They got the papers mapped out, posted up there on the wall. Look at that.
tell you here how many days you should be preparing, vaccinations you might need, other documents you should carry with you. They even mentioned bringing $300 and hiding that amount of money because of presumably being robbed at some point.
Bring $300 and hide $300. Bring $300 and hide the $300. I'm telling y'all, man, somebody make this make sense. That's what we're doing. We're making this make sense. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Let me ask y'all this question. How long do y'all think that it's been that the United States government has ignored this? How long y'all think it's been that the United States government has ignored this? This has been a problem ongoing. It has to have been, yet and still, it's just been ignored. It's just been ignored. Don't worry about it. We'll be all right. We figure it out, right? Seriously? They got like I said, look at this. They got a whole how-to guide posted right up there on the wall. Shout out to David Brown. Yeah. Remember, we were saying that a long time ago. There has to be infrastructure like this in place. Look at this. Look at this. Check this out. You can't even get a party or a family reunion organized. These people got thousands of people organized in single file lines like the military, going up and down the bridges, going up and down the streets, going through the Darien Gap. There's no way. Like, there has to be somebody organizing this. Multiple people organizing it, working under an umbrella. You know what I'm saying? And now we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Now, here's the question, right? Why doesn't the United States address the Chinese government about this? Because the Chinese government needs to check their people about doing this, because this is causing the United States a lot of issues. It's threatening the sovereignty of the United States. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Also, real quick, shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 44 people watching. And we got 43 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button and get us to 70 likes, that would be great.
And needing cash as a backup.
It's advice Zhang Shiqing could have used a few days earlier.
Your parents still think you're in China? They have no idea you left?
Yes. Shout out to
We meet the 28-year-old back in Quito after he was robbed at gunpoint in Colombia. I left China because I was not.
So, like, check this out, man. On YouTube, you see all the videos about the American passport bros getting robbed in Colombia, getting robbed in Brazil. How come they not making videos about the chopstick bros getting robbed in Colombia? The chopstick bros up here getting robbed in Colombia too. Everybody getting robbed in Colombia. Lesson to take away: don't go through Colombia.
Used a few days earlier.
Your parents still think you're in China? They have no idea you left?
We meet the 28-year-old back in Quito after he was robbed at gunpoint in Colombia.
He was robbed at gunpoint in Colombia. Chopstick bro, robbed at gunpoint. I ain't seen that on a YouTube thumbnail yet. Have y'all seen it? If y'all seen the little white box with the dragon on it with some chopsticks coming out of it, talking about robbed in Colombia, a thumbnail like that on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, then give me a thumbs down. I might have to clip this part, and that might actually be a little segment. What y'all think? We can't let the passport bros get all the robberies. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like back in the 90s, we can't let Mobb Deep get robbed all the damn time. It gotta be somebody else. We gotta spread it around. We gotta spread the violence around. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dre D. What's good with it, bro? Oh man, rest in peace, Prodigy, man. No disrespect. Prodigy, one of my favorite MCs, man. But you know what I'm saying? It used to go down a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I left China because I was not able to save any money. It was really difficult to support myself, he tells me. He says some employers in China refuse to pay him even after working. Even if they say the Chinese economy is strong, it is all about the upper class, he says. I wish I was never born.
I mean, is it really that bad, bro? You wish that you was never born? You could have made it pop off down there in what was that they was at? In Ecuador? Listen, man, you drop me off someplace where some nice buildings and some palm trees at like that, I'm going to make it lit. I'm going to make it lit. I'm going to make it lit half sober. You know what I'm saying? Let alone concentrating fully. Are you serious? No, bro, I wake up in Ecuador, it's about to shake. Either two things are happening. I'm getting rich or I'm going to be in jail. One of the two. But if I end up in jail, trust me, it will have been worth it. He sit up here talking about he wished that he was never born. Half sober touring, because I'm be turned up down there, bro. We talking about Ecuador. You know what I'm saying? Smoke something, drink something. You know what I'm saying? We're about to have a good time. It's about to be lit. Palm trees. Man, listen, what? Man. That's about to be the most constructive midlife crisis that anybody could ever have. You serious? It's me we talking about.
It is all about the upper class, he says. I wish I was never born. Living feels so exhausting.
What's good with it, bro?
After saving up enough to restart his trek, Zhang heads to this Quito bus station, where ticket sellers hold up signs like this one in Chinese.
I didn't even know all that. 70 all year round, bro. Listen, man, that's like living in Florida. Minus the hurricanes, but I think they got crazy mudslides down there. But that's all right, though. It's all right.
It reads, to Tulcan, Colombian border. More than a dozen Chinese migrants board the bus north. We go with them for the 4-hour-plus ride. On board, Zhang and the others plan their next moves.
California. That's the ultimate goal.
Zhang plans to stay here in Tulcan for 2 nights and then hire a cab to take him over the border.
As a lot of the Chinese migrants are able to pay their way in tax.
Now, see right there? See this part right here? This is the hood. This is the hood. It don't matter where you at in the world. The hood looks the same everywhere. That there, that's the hood. It goes down right there. That area right there, that is an area that they're at trying to avoid law enforcement. I'm telling you.
To get to the international bridge crossing from Ecuador to Colombia, we've noticed a lot of...
You see the Kentucky Fried Chicken sign back there? How many of y'all see that KFC sign back there? If y'all look at that sign back there, that's an actual KFC sign in Latin America. That's the hood.
Folks, migrants from Latin American countries like these over here, not having the money to do that. So they walk.
In the cold rain, we meet Angel and Isabel from Venezuela.
Falta de moneda por el
Porque
money.
caro, ¿no? Para hacerlo.
Claro.
See, it's really expensive to try to crop.
Right, Black Free Thinker. Right. Right. That's what we was talking about the other day. Is this that dusty part of the Midwest? Like, is this Gary, Indiana? You know what I'm saying? Is this Detroit? Is this Toledo? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It can't be Gary because it ain't somebody getting robbed in the background. At least we can't see them. They're not on camera.
So they have to walk.
Tulcan residents tell me they see hundreds, if not thousands,
Y'all see
of
that?
Chinese
Look,
migrants.
y'all see that grimy? Look, hold on real quick. Y'all see that grimy corner store? Hood. You see that? You see that wire bottle with all the garbage in it? Hood. That's the hood. I'm just saying. You can tell. You can always tell. You can go to Hawaii. The hood in Hawaii, look, which, believe it or not, most of Hawaii is the hood. People don't think that because they see just them nice parts. The small amounts of Hawaii is like tourist areas. Most of Hawaii is the hood. It's broke ass indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Dead serious. It's like a few nice places, a few businesses and stuff like that. The rest of the entire Hawaii is all hood. And it looked just like this. Of course, everything ain't written in Spanish or, you know, Chinese, Mandarin or whatever, but it looks exactly like this. Torn down buildings, satellites that don't work, wires all over the place, graffiti saying God knows what, paint coming off of everything, and drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Tulcan residents tell me they see hundreds, if not thousands, of Chinese migrants passing through each week. And because they're often carrying more cash, they are now prime targets for corrupt police and cartels. But like Zhang, they remain determined. As we return home, he updates us on his trek. Over 2 weeks, Zhang traveled.
Here goes another sign. Here goes another sign that you in the hood. You know you're really in the bad hood when the police are posted on the corner, like how the drug dealers would be. And when the women walk past, the police the ones talking about, hey, shorty, what's up? And they know the females by name. That's how you know you're in a really bad neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? When the thugs and the drug dealers and all that, when you don't see them on the block and it's the actual police posted on the block. And when I'm talking about the police posted on the block, it's like maybe 1 or 2 uniformed police, and then it's the ones that wear the chain. They wear those chains with the badge hanging like it's a medallion. Go. If you ever walk around somewhere and you see the police with the leather strap and the medallion hanging down, go away. Because those are the police that don't have to follow no rules. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that don't have to follow no rules. Those are the different kind of police. Those them Denzel Washington cats from Training Day. I don't know if y'all are aware, but they actually are out there. You know what I'm saying?
Through 5 Central American countries, at times messaging Chinese-speaking.
Those them Training Day police. Those are the ones that you get arrested and wish you had got robbed. You know what I'm saying?
And smugglers who remotely coordinate with local cartels to get him and others on vans, buses, boats, and on flights. It cuts his travel time down to about half that of most Latinos.
They look just like Training Day too. If it's a black dude with a tight black shirt on and the medallion police office or the police chain on, and a young white dude, like an Italian looking white dude with his hair slicked all the way back and a mustache, go away. Because not only are you about to get robbed, beat up, somebody gonna plant something on you, and you finna get arrested. At least if you just get robbed, you might just get robbed. Them police about to really do you in though.
Latino migrants, but it's costly. By the time he reaches northern Mexico, he has spent more than $10,000, with one more border to go. A camera we set up facing the U.S. southern border captures weeks of crossings, thousands entering the U.S. through this gap in the wall.
See, so this gap in the wall that they talking about, I bet you this is the same place by San Diego, where that Yugoslavian landowner ranch is at.
Group after group, day and night, you can hear these migrants shouting in Chinese.
Look at this. Goodbye, my motherland. Are you serious? Listen, man, if I was that dude, I would put a bear trap in my backyard. I'll put a whole bunch of bear traps in my backyard. Let me ask y'all this. If y'all had this problem and all these migrants would just cross, they would just leave their tents and all this stuff all in your backyard, what would y'all do about it? How would y'all deal with it? That's crazy. Real quick, shout out to y'all, man. We got 46 people watching and we got 44 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 70, that'd be great.
They end up where we started, San Diego County, burning fires through the night to keep warm.
Look, hey, shout out to Torian. Torian said, will you be taking a trip across the Darien Gap anytime soon? That depends on how good the grift is. If the grift is hitting like that, oh, I'm definitely going to the Darien Gap. I'm finna get y'all some live footage. We finna get live video straight up from the Darien Gap. I'll straight up go down there. You know what I'm saying? But that depends on if the grift hits. Y'all got to keep hitting that box in the lower left-hand corner. Hit that box in the lower left-hand corner. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what YouTube do with it, I'll be down there.
Warm. And during the day, expecting Border Patrol to pick them up. Just before New Year's, Jung messages us that he too has crossed into the U.S. and is waiting to be processed for asylum.
Look, check. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the YouTube prank videos to a whole new level. American YouTuber fakes like asylum seeker for live action footage to see how easy it is to get back into the United States. I'm finna go down there to the Darien Gap. I'm gonna hike back up here with the undocumented bros. I'm gonna tell them about the channel and everything. I'll be talking about y'all, man. I'll be putting y'all business on blast. You know what I'm saying? And everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just coming into the country. Y'all got to show me how to get into this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to show it to me. Y'all got to show me the secrets. You know what I'm saying? I'll sneak right on in there with them and record the whole damn thing. But they're going to be mad at me, though, because at the end, I'm going to turn their ass into ice. You know what I'm saying?
America. Joining the thousands who've crossed before him and the many more to come. David Culver, CNN, Los Angeles.
Man, that's wild, man. That's wild. Yeah, man, I'm gonna straight be undercover. You know what I'm saying? Rio Grande undercover. You know what I mean? So check this out right here. There's a video from 60 Minute. Now, a lot of times, 60 Minute will give a copyright. They'll give a copyright, what do you call that? A copyright warning, not really a copyright strike, but a copyright warning when you do a reaction to a 60-minute video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to do as much of this video as I can, as much of this 60-minute video as I can, until it gives some type of copyright issue. If it does, if for whatever reason the stream stops, please let me know in the comment section. And if you stay in here, it'll continue, right? But also, right, if you're subscribed to my channel on Rumble, it won't stop. Okay, so if you're not subscribed to BLR on Rumble, make sure you guys take a moment and subscribe to BLR on Rumble. Also, you'll be able to see it on Twitter. If you subscribe to @BaseReality2 on Twitter, you'll be able to see it, but there may be some problems with the YouTube video. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all want me to clip this live stream up and put some clips of this on BLR 1 and 2? If y'all do, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down. So we're going to check out this 60 minutes video. Yo, AB Promotions, if you're still in here, is this the video that you was talking about that you saw? Let me know.
The number of migrants arriving at the southern border is unprecedented. Last year, U.S. Customs and Border Protection recorded 2.5 million instances of detaining or turning away people attempting to cross into the United States from Mexico. So what?
Bro, I'm about to go down there. Bro, I'm about to go down there and I'm about to act so ignorant when I get to one of those countries. I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna keep yelling, where the grits at? Where the grits at? I ain't trying to hear nothing else. I don't care about none of these enchiladas. I don't care about none of these tamales. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of this shit. Where's the grits at? Where I want to talk to the president because y'all don't have grits. I'm gonna do just like that. What you think they're gonna do? How you think they're gonna take that? You think they're gonna be okay with that? You think they'll hurry up and get me some grits and some eggs? I don't think that they will, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying?
What's the fastest growing group among them? Chinese migrants. Yes, you heard that right, Chinese. We saw large groups, including many from the middle class, come through a 4-foot gap at the end of a border fence 60 miles east of San Diego. The illegal entryway is a new route for those hoping to live in America.
The story
will
continue in a moment.
That's what we're going to ask for. I'm going to do it just like a foreign person, too. I'm going to do it demanding and rude. Shrimp and gris. What's your name? Shrimp and gris. Where's shrimp and gris? I'm going to just keep saying that. Shrimp and gris. Be in handcuffs. They're going to be yanking me all around. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have my hands behind my back. Shrimp and gris. Shrimp and gris. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, they're going to be like, shut your ass up. They're going to be like, if you don't shut your ass up, I'll be like, shrimp and gris. Shrimp and gris. Oh man, I'm about to be so motherfucking irate and belligerent. Shrimp and gris. Shrimp and gris.
Just after sunrise, we saw the first group of migrants make their way from Mexico through a gap between the 30-foot steel border fence and rocks, ducking under a bit of razor wire and into the United States.
You see, they just making all kinds of noises. Look at this, look.
Just after sunrise, we saw the first group of migrants make their way from Mexico through a gap between the 30-foot steel border fence and rocks, ducking under.
Oh man, they making war cries and everything. It's about to go down. It's about to go down, y'all. They making war cries coming through and all that. Oh man, they ready.
Under a bit of razor wire and into the United States. We were surprised to see the number of people coming through from China, nearly 7,000 miles away. Careful, watch. Our cameras, and at one point, this armed Border Patrol agent standing 25.
Hey, she helping them. Hey, and you know what though? This 60 Minutes episode, right? I can hear it already. This 60 Minutes episode is nothing more than a transcript of the video that we watched already. Yeah, this is a transcript of the video that we watched already, or I mean of the article that we read. I think this is that man. I think that this is the landowner that she was talking to. So this is the actual picture version of that first article that we read in the beginning of the live stream.
5 feet away did not deter them. So, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
This man, a college graduate, told us he hoped to find work in Los Angeles. He said his trip from China.
Hurricane IQ said, why is she helping them? Because she's a woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, women have that helping nature. You know what I'm saying? You could be about to get robbed and they be like, oh, no. You load the clip into the gun like this. And turn this and make sure that the safety's turned off. There you go. Turn the safety off. Like, seriously, we about to get robbed. Shut your ass up and sit down. Now is not the time to be caring.
It took 40 days. What countries did you go through?
Thailand, Morocco, Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua.
Jeez. 30 minutes later, a smuggler's SUV raced along the border fence and dropped another group at the same spot.
Look at this. Look at this.
And 30 minutes after that,
look at this. Look at this. He covering his face. They have, did you see? So 30-minute intervals. Tia to you said Karen. Yeah, until she can get some money for getting them in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Then she get that money, she gonna get them all in trouble. $1,000 a head. Oh man, carrying until she can get some money for it. You know what I'm saying? Then it's a wrap.
another group. Over 4 days, we witnessed nearly 600 migrants, adults and children, pass through this hole and onto U.S. soil unchecked. We saw people from India, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. Many of the Chinese migrants who came through will end up asking for political asylum.
They're asking for political asylum. Yeah, they striking in 1.5x. It's wild, bro. Make it make sense. This is insane. This is ridiculous. Now, here goes my question. If a journalist is able to get access to this and be able to see this, I'm not mad at it, Tetra. I am not mad at it at all. You need a villain in the family to sometimes be the heir of common sense and rationality. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be that. You gotta have that. I'm not mad at it. Now, what I don't understand is there some type of international law that stops American Border Patrol agents from blocking entry of these people into the United States? Because what I don't understand is, why are you allowed to put a wall up to block them, but you can't physically block them? If you ask me, you should be able to physically block these people. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. What it seems like to me is that there's not a lot of clarity when it comes to dealing with these laws. There's not much clarity when it comes to dealing with these laws at all. And what it seems like is that all the governments involved in this kind of stuff, they all just pick and choose what they want to do, how they want to do it, and when they want to do it. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
Did you travel by yourself or with family or friends?
No, just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
The Gap is a global destination, littered with travel documents from around the world. With the help of a translator, we learned a little about the Chinese migrants coming through. Teaching? You're a teacher? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We also met a banker and small business owners.
So yeah, as you guys can see and hear, this video right here, this 60-minute video, this is literally the video version of the very first article that I read. Okay. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put the link to this into the chat. All right. Because for one, I want to try to keep the stream as short as I can possibly keep it to increase the probability of you all getting to the box at the end and hitting it. All right. And the second thing is I'm gonna put this link in here so you guys can check this video out if you want to. And the third thing is, I want to risk any type of copyright intervention that they might do in case they are strict on the copyright when it comes to that video. All right. If y'all want me to, I'll put the link to this in the Discord too real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm about to throw this in the Discord. All right, so I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Boom. All right, it's in the Discord. All right, and yo, shout out to my man DeAndre for being a like enforcer. Make sure, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, make sure y'all take a moment, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed. We getting close to 500, y'all. We only need 23 more subs to get to 500. We can get that. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely get that by the end of February. All right. I'm going to try to come back on a little bit later on today with some more live streams. In the meanwhile, I'm going to be uploading clips, so y'all know what to do. I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,